Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Once again, Anthony Albanese has introduced a new bill to Parliament that is egregious, it's dangerous, and all Australians should know exactly what it is, so you're aware of it. It's not what you guys may think that it is. It sounds great in theory, which is what Albanese and his government will like you to believe, that it actually is a good thing, but it's not a good thing at all. So, what is the bill, you may be wondering? It's not the misinformation, disinformation bill, which looks as if all the independents are on the same page and they're not going to be supporting the misinformation, disinformation bill, which means, thankfully, it is dead in the water. And I hope that this bill also doesn't get pushed into Parliament, because it would mean that we are becoming more of a dictatorship or authoritarian state, just like China, communist China of all places, than we would actually like to be. It is not the government's job or its place to parent young kids. That is the job of the parents. But in today's technological day and age, the government goes, oh, we must protect the innocent youth. We must look after them because an enormous amount of bullying is going on the platform. So let's give extra powers to the individual, the lady that I forgot her name. What even is the safety commissioner? Believe it or not, we've got such a thing in Australia. It's ridiculous. It's a waste of money, and she believes that she's an actual dictator, because if she doesn't like something, she'll go after and try and dismantle it and try and get rid of it from the internet. She tried the same thing with Elon Musk and his Twitter, with Bishop Mari Emanuel, and the horrific attack that took place to him. She wanted the footage gone, but Elon Musk fought it and ended up coming up with a compromise nonetheless. They're forgetting that we are adults. And I know that kids have access to the platform, but that just means that you age restrict the content. You don't ban all 16-year-olds. Now, I get it. It sounds great in theory. Let's make the age of people allowed to get social media 16, because at least their brain has a little bit more time to develop. Let's not give young kids the ability to go on social media and have access to dangerous bits of information, i.e. the transgender ideology on TikTok. Yeah, okay, I'm all for that, right? But the problem is the execution. This bill that Albanese is introducing to Parliament, and I hope it just falls flat on its face like all of his other ones that he does. It's a bill that requires identity or age verification for all Australians to use social media, including adults. So it's not just 16 years old. Oh, yeah, sure. Let's introduce our bill that bans 16-year-olds or make it the minimum age. But how are you going to do that exactly? Oh, we're going to make it so that all Australians have to give their age and their identification, meaning it's a digital ID pass. So you're going to have to give that to the government, and the government's going to be watching everything that you say and do online. How about that, people? So it's becoming a nanny state, the Ministry of Truth. So it would seem, just like the misinformation and disinformation bill, you want to give the government more power? Go ahead and vote for this. But I think a lot of Australians are starting to wake up and realize that Albanese and his government, all they are gunning for at the moment is control and power, and it's dangerous. And the likes of Elon Musk seems to think so as well. Seems like a backdoor way to control access to the internet by all Australians. Hello? All Australians are going to suffer as a result of this bill. So let's make it about something that everyone thinks is a good thing. Banning social media for young kids, because social media is an actual hole for teenagers. But the cost far outweighs what they're trying to do. The cost is millions of Australians will be controlled and policed by Albanese's government. And by the way, the Liberal Party are on board with this too. If that doesn't tell you something, we're in a lot of trouble. So what is Albanese's government truly proposing? Albanese says the ban which will cover platforms such as X, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, is about protecting kids from the harms of social media. Yeah, right. This is a global problem. Let me do his voice. This is a global problem. We want young Australians essentially to have his childhood. We want your parents to have peace of mind. He says on Thursday. The new legislation provides a framework for the ban, but the 17-page document, which is expected to head to the Senate next week, is sparse on detail. And a lot of experts and academic people have criticized this bill, saying it is not anywhere detailed enough. You're opening up Pandora's box doing this. It ain't good. Instead, it will be up to the nation's internet regulator, the E-Safety Commissioner, to hash out how to implement and enforce the rules, which will not come into effect for at least 12 months after legislation is passed, meaning a new government will probably be instilled. And I think Liberals and Labor are equally the same when it comes to censorship here in Australia. That ain't good. You're going to have the E-Safety Commissioner, who is a actual dictator in of herself, going, nah, I don't want this. I don't want this. You guys can all get stuffed. I'm going to control the internet. And by the way, Michelle Rowland, who is communications minister, I think, or something along those lines, she is also responsible for this. She's also responsible for the misinformation, disinformation bill. The government are trying to police and trying to control your thought on the internet and what you say on the internet. They're also trying to actually control your entire life if you weren't already aware. So what's going on in the UK? So if you say something the E-Safety Commissioner doesn't like, you're breaking the law. See you later. You get thrown in jail. And we're going to have a massive problem on our hands. Say goodbye to freedom of speech, ladies and gentlemen. According to the bill, the ban will apply to all children under 16 and that there will be no exemptions for existing users to those with parental consent. Tech companies will face penalties of up to 50 mil. That's insane. If they do not comply, but there will be exemptions for platforms which are able to create low-risk services deemed suitable for kids. Criteria for this threshold are yet to be set. So it's a very broad bill with no detail whatsoever. It's just, we're going to ban social media for 16-year-olds. Messaging services and gaming sites, however, will not be restricted, as will some sites that can be accessed without an account like YouTube, which has prompted questions over how regulators will determine what is and isn't a social media platform in a fast-moving landscape. A group representing the interests of tech companies such as Meta, Snapchat, and X in Australia have dismissed the ban as a 20th century response to a 21st century challenge. Such legislation could push kids into dangerous, unregulated parts of the internet. Digital Industry Group Inc. says, a fear also expressed by many experts. It ain't good, man. So the E-Safety Commissioner, Julie Ingham Grant, has acknowledged the gargantuan task her office will face when enforcing the ban, given technology change is always going to outpace policy. It's ridiculous. Here we go. I would say that the evidence base is not settled at all, she said, pointing to research from her own office, which found that some of the most vulnerable groups, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for it, such as LGBT whatever or First Nation teenagers, feel more themselves online than they do in the real world. So yeah, let's ban all those people, right? Let's not give them a platform, because apparently they're significantly harmed online, but we're going to take that ability away from them. Okay. They're not going to be able to say what they want to say anymore. Nah, we're not going to have any of that. This is honest to God ridiculous. If you ask me, it is absurd and it can't keep going on. The Albanese government needs to stand the heck down and actually implement policies that are going to benefit all Australians, not just benefit the government. The government should not be in your face. It is not their job or their responsibility. We're the ones, I didn't elect this bastard, but anyway, a lot of other people did. And now I think a lot of Australians are starting to regret it. Anyway, that's enough from me. You guys take care. You be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.